Hi, as I've just mentioned in the previous one, I'm doing these back to back, so there's no clothes changes. No, I don't stay in the same clothes all the time, but it's easier to actually run a certain amount of introductions at the same time, and then I can do the videos back to back, because otherwise I have to move the camera and it gets a little bit complicated. But basically what we're going to do today, if I can speak, that is, what I'm doing today is a doll related review, I suppose. But this is a wonderful gift I got from one of my subscribers. It's Kathryn. Hi Kathryn, and thank you so much for these little cuties. Originally she was going to send me some shoes, which she did send me, because my pupsy has no shoes, so she thought these shoes might fit. Unfortunately they don't, but we're going to find somebody they will fit, because they are really, really cute. But then she decided to add a couple of other goodies, and I'm trying to lift them up. We're going to have a proper look at them in a minute. And I got these 3 cuties. Now, I knew about this girl. I knew who she was and what she was. Well, I knew some of the information. I hadn't got a clue about these 2 girls, so I've been doing a little bit of research. So we're going to look at them properly top down, and I'm going to give you a little bit of the information I actually found. I must admit, I nearly didn't do the video because I started looking. Then I started looking on eBay for the accessories, and I'm like, oh, I'm never going to get the video done. Turn the computer off. You're not looking. Well, I haven't actually turned it off, but I've got rid of those images on eBay because there's so many different things. They are absolutely gorgeous. I can't make up my mind which is my favourite. I sort of quite like this, especially where this is Cassie, by the way. When I actually looked at the accessories and that you can get for always. So I know we have a Cassie, I know we have a JPI Star, and I know we have a From the Dawn collection. But I've tried to get a little bit more information, which we're going to have a chat about when we have a proper look. I've not done anything with them yet. They don't need a huge amount of work anyway. Maybe a little bit of a hairbrush for this girl. But otherwise, I think they're absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much, Kathryn. And we're going to have a proper look at these beautiful little girls in a second, top down. See you in a moment. Well, here are my cute little happy mail girls, and aren't they cute? Again, some I knew about, some I didn't. So I've done a little bit of research. Now, this was from one of my YouTube viewers, Kathryn. She sent me a message, and this is what I got. Aren't they gorgeous? There were also some shoes, which I put to one side because I keep meaning to try them on my granddaughter's Barbie. She's got one of those big Barbies, and I'm hoping they're going to fit on there. Because unfortunately, poor old Poopsy's still without shoes because the shoes didn't fit her. But thank you so much, Kathryn, for thinking about me and sending them across. So let's have a look who we have. We have Cassie, and she is a Hornby doll. We have a JPI Dawn, and she's JPI. She's a star doll. And we have, I think most of you will recognize this one, we have a Dawn doll. Now, Dawn wasn't a big thing over here. We had Pippa. She's almost identical. There's not, well, facial features are a bit different, but there's so many similarities, it's unreal. So yeah, she's more of an American based doll. In fact, this one is as well. Hornby isn't. So these were dolls I didn't see, and some of them were hitting at an age where I wouldn't have been collecting dolls anyway. But yes, these are dolls I didn't know about until later on, so I don't know who to start with. I think we will actually start with our Dawn. Now, I'm hoping some of you guys might have a little bit more information for me. I have got some. I've got a piece of paper here. It's over there, with bits and pieces that I've got on. So I thought I'd just get an idea. Now, this is a Dawn topper, which I'm sure I'm telling you all something you already know. She's got grey hair. Did I sound like grey, didn't it? I said grey. Enunciate. Her hair is lovely. She's a redhead. She's got these lovely eyelashes, which are huge. And obviously a little bit of makeup. Her face is very pretty, and she has this little dress on, which from what I've tried to find out, this is the dress she would have been in. It does fasten at the back, but as you know, with all fastenings, after a while they won't hold, but that's easy sorted. That's something I can sort out after the fact. Now, obviously Kathryn did mention to me that there was some marks on her legs. You can see these. Now, again, if you're familiar with this type of doll, you know this happens. There is not a huge amount you can do. I know some people have painted these up to cover it up. If any of you have done that, please let me know what paints you used, because that is an option I'd considered. Because originally, oh, we do actually have a little bit of a bend. I presume that might be where the wire has broken. There would have been a bend. You can see there's these little holes, and apparently, like I say, it's not a British one, this. These were sort of had some sort of like little sticks to hold them in their boxes, so it was sort of like a stand, and then you pulled them off. That's why there's the holes in the feet. But I'm presuming this is either because of the metal components inside her leg, or perhaps if there is a wire in there, the wire has given, and that again, it is metal, and that is what has come through. But her legs are okay, they're fine. So if I could perhaps paint them up, let's have a look at her body. Now, the body, I couldn't believe how much she was like Pippa. In fact, I ought to grab a Pippa, shouldn't I? So bear with me a second. I'm looking at one now, so I can grab her. Oh, I'm knocking things off over here. Now, this is an actual Pippa, as in the name Pippa, not just one of the dolls that's in it. She is a reroute, one I did. She's got way too much hair. I don't know what, I went absolutely mad. It was the first one I rerouted, and she's just got this humongous amount of hair. Next time I know not to put as many sort of strands in each one. Although I didn't really enjoy doing it because, let's move ahead, I ended up making a bit of a mess of it. I split her head and all sorts because obviously they're so tiny. So let's have a look at her body. This is a dress I got because this is how I remember when I got mine. So this is why I've got this dress. So let's have a look. The actual body, you see my girl's a little bit loose on the waist, so I've got to be a bit careful with her. The actual body is incredibly similar. I mean, everything down to the sort of the waist, down to the shaping on the hip area. The only main thing that's different is the legs. It's almost like they are the same legs, because if you look, these points where they've actually gone where the metal is, it's like, it's almost like that's leg, but it's coated. But I think there's a wire in there. I don't think it's bent. It's designed like that. But you can see they've worked it on roughly the same articulation. Our feet size, they couldn't be any closer. Obviously, we've got a rubbery leg and we've got a plastic leg. So there are a lot of design differences, but they couldn't be any more alike in other respects. I'm definitely going to have to be careful with her. I didn't realise she got as loose as she had. Let's have a look at the back of their bodies. Again, almost identical. Let's have a look. Even the writing where it is. I mean, this one says Palitoy Hong Kong, and this one says Topper Hong Kong. So I suspect they were made in the same place. That is why they are so alike. Even down to sort of the dint in her back is incredibly similar. The length of her neck, the details on the hands, on the fingers. You see I'm splitting it out. I need to get some glue out. I'm really nervous about super gluing them, but I think I'm not going to have a choice, because otherwise I'm going to sort of lose it. I don't want to sort of do it on the waist, so I'm hoping if I can tighten that, it might help a little bit. Again, any information, guys, I'm always grateful, always learning, so please let me know. The faces are different. I do think sort of the Dawn ones have a longer face. I think Pippa has a long face, but I think the Dawn one's a little bit sort of more petite, sort of thinner. But again, I suppose that comes down to what they think sort of different sort of countries like as an aesthetic. So I do think that is where that comes in. Now, as far as I can see, we're looking at between 1969 and 1973 for the Dawn Topper. She's the same height. She's a 6.5-inch doll. But I actually think, from what I've researched, she's Glory. Glori. Now, I think that's the name of the doll, not the name of a range they did, from what I can see. And I think she might be in her original dress. She is absolutely lovely. But yes, please, guys, give me a bit of information regarding either repair or paint. There's got to be something. I know there is, because I'm sure I've seen somebody paint it, but you need to know what paints you're using. I mean, we've got various paints here in the house, but I want to make sure it's not going to sort of chip off or anything like that. So her hair's great. She needs maybe a little bit of a wash and blow dry, maybe get it a little bit straighter, something like that. But she'll unfortunately go on my list of about too many dolls to sort out. Oh, I've really got to get myself organised. So we're going to pop her over there with my Pippa. Pop that dress over you like that, Pippa, and let's make you a bit more decent. Now, this girl is a JPI star doll with a double R on the end there. I knew nothing about this. Her hair is in fab condition. That needs to pull back. Again, that is how her hair was from what I've seen, but it's in great condition. But for some reason, that bit doesn't want to stick down. We'll sort that out later. She has quite a pretty face there. Again, articulation. But don't you think the bodies are similar? Again, they are similar. Down to everything. But in fact, she's got written on here JPI made in China. So there's a little bit difference. But I'll tell you what, she actually feels sturdier than these. But she was a later doll. And we got the dates around here. We're looking at the 1990s. So whether they took a similar sculpt from these, then modernized it, made it a little bit more solid, because you've got a little tiny bend. She's like a cross between the two, isn't she? But she means she will fit Pippa clothes, which is great. She has a bit more articulation in the arm because it does come to the side, which is nice. So, you know, she can be waving at you, or she can be sort of putting her hand up to her hair. So she's got a little bit more posability than we have over here, which is nice. Now, she is a model, apparently, very big in the 90s. Everybody wants to be a model. Everybody was a model. It was glamorous, glamorous, glamorous. That is what it was about. She is an American girl. Now, apparently, I've got a little bit of information about her. She was quite a tomboy, but very athletic. And she was discovered at a swim meet while there was a model agency there. Now, the model agency is set up by somebody with the name Star, who was a model herself, and she was out for looking for new girls for her agency. So she set up a competition called the Star Supermodel Search, and this one is Dawn, is one of the winners. There was 5 other girls. There's a Toya, an Amber, a Taylor, a Misty, and a Jade. Now, I've had a quick look. Again, I know I mentioned on a previous video, don't look on eBay when you're starting to try and research for a video, because you'll never get to do your video, because that is why I'm so far behind. Because I started going, ooh, and oh, look at that one, and oh, look at that one. It's fatal. Again, though, you're finding a lot are coming in from the US. They are not sort of a British doll. So that is the only issue over here, because the postage is quite extreme. You know, it's just how it is. There's nothing we can do about that. It's what the Postal Service has set. But basically, these dolls did come with outfits, of course. And they came with a little portfolio. And they are just really cute. I think she's really pretty. And I just think she's a nice weight. She's nice and solid. But I do feel that she's probably an upgrade from this one. I mean, with them both being American, I suspect it has come more from her than it has from the British Pippa. Not 100% sure about that, but that's how it feels down to the length of the neck, everything. But she is definitely more sturdy. If you can see, the legs are roughly the same sort. You see how these lines here? We have that line here down on our Dawn as well. And as it turns out, they're both called Dawn. How weird is that? But there are more than a Dawn. And she's not actually a Dawn, is she? Because I think she might be a Glory. I don't know. Hopefully you're going to sort of shout at me and go, no, it's not that at all. Just let me know. Just pop it in those comments and let me know. So those 3 girls are all the same size and incredibly similar bodies. But they are both, well, there's 3 of them. They're all lovely in their own right. Obviously, Pippa holds a little bit more of a sort of nostalgic feel for me, because this is the one I grew up with, not this particular one, but this is the doll I had, whereas these are newcomers for me because they are American. But you can see where there's a similarity. I don't know who came first there. It's a bit of a chicken and egg. Who slightly copied who, I don't know. Right, let's get on to this 3rd girl that I got gifted, and I think she's lovely. To be honest, her face really reminds me of a Barbie sort of face. But she's not Mattel. She is from Hornby, and she is called Cassie, and she is so lovely. She's a little bit taller. She is 7.5 inches in height, so you can see she is taller than these girls. I'm just going to pop her dress off. I'm presuming this is her original dress, because the only thing is, because she's slightly taller than these girls, the clothing, I'm going to have a rummage around what I've got that would fit her. She has some little underwear on here. So I'm just having a look. It says Hornby 1991. Oh, there's a little bit on the back. Oh, it says the same. It's exactly the same. So I think over here we're inclined to think of Hornby as a little bit more of a train company, which they were, toy trains, but they also did the Flower Fairies. which I have had in the past. I don't have anymore. But again, that's a really sort of cute doll range. We're looking at early 1990s. It says 1991 on the back, so that gives us a good idea. Now, again, I'd not heard of her, even though, but I suppose by the 90s, I wasn't collecting dolls anymore. So I missed out on a lot, so I'm doing a bit of catch up. That's my excuse. She has some nice movement. She's got the side movement, the arms forward and back, legs. We do have some nice bends. Look at those, eh? We've got some good bending in there. And again, side movements, forward and back. She's a bit creaky. That is because, like with these, it's the rubbery stuff that they're made of. So, hair. Wow, has she got hair? She has masses of hair. She's very much like, I think we come to the decision, she was a Shakira Barbie that I got. Her hair, so I have to work on her hair, so perhaps they both should be worked on together, because I need to get these curls back in. I think that is going to be the answer, because I'm not going to get the curls out, and I think if I put a brush through it, I'm just going to frizz her up something terrible. I've never really done this, that's why I've avoided doing my Shakira. I really do need to get her done. As I've mentioned before, I have a list as long as my arm at the moment, but I just think her hair would be wonderful if I get it all into these curls again. Maybe a tiny bit once cutting off on the ends, but it feels good. It does feel really, really good. So again, a bit of a head movement there. Her face, I was really quite surprised because her face really did remind me of Barbie, but obviously she's not. But when I went to research her, one of the interesting things I found out, and again, don't go on eBay because now I've got things on a watch list. But apparently the packaging she came in, now depending on how old you are, you're not going to get this, but she was packaged in a cassette case, a clear cassette case, the size of a video that you would watch your films on. So I don't know, so obviously it has to be as big as her. And she came in this cassette case with a few other bits. There was a stand and a comb and a piece of card in there. But what you could do is, now this shows how advanced, this is the 90s. If you think compared with, like, we've got the LOL dolls and all the other dolls now that are having a sort of a play thing within their packaging. Well, these were doing it. This cassette case, you'd sort of, I presume you turn the card round or something like that. You'd place it in and it made a room. And they would click together. So, and then you could buy accessories to extend these rooms. So I think they were quite advanced compared with sort of how we're looking at toys nowadays as well. So I have to admit, I have a few on watch because I would love to see what the actual cassette is like and how you can make the rooms and everything. So I am keeping my eye out at the moment. That's why I say it's great when you see new ranges of dolls, but it's a nightmare then when you start looking on eBay. I have to control myself. I can say there's too many other things I want at the moment, and there's more important things as well. But I'm still going to watch, and if the price comes right, I'm hoping to get a little cassette case with the doll in, another Cassie, so I can show you. I mean, Cassie, obviously it's a play on the name Cassie, cassette. Obviously, I didn't get that when I first read it, but yes, it is a play on the name, so that is where they came from. So yeah, I'm sort of absolutely over the moon, because the other thing I like to do is research and find out, because it's never ending. There's so many dolls I don't know information about, so many dolls I don't even know about. So when something like this comes along, and like I say, thank you, it was so much, Kathryn. I can't thank you enough. When this comes along, it means I can find out some more information. I can research. I can sort of fill in the gaps that I don't know about with dolls. And I know I've not even scratched the surface yet. There are so many dolls out there. But again, this introduced me to 3 dolls, because I haven't got a Dawn. As much as I had said I did want one at one point, I haven't got a Dawn. But these 2 I'd never heard of, so these totally new to me, as much as I did know a little bit about Dawn. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm hoping you're going to pop me some comments down below. If you've had these dolls, if you know more about them, so let me know how this cassette works if you've got one. Is it worth buying them? You know, because they're plastic. Are they going to be, you know, not be in great condition nowadays? There's lots of things to think about. But that's going to be it for now. I've got to get some crochet done, because I've now done 2 doll ones and not enough crochet. So I've got quite a few crochet bits for Easter coming up. So I do need to get those done, because Easter is creeping up on us very, very fast. So thank you once again for watching. Please like, subscribe and share, and definitely leave me some comments, see what you think, or if you have any of these girls yourself. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you again, Kathryn, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye for now.